From cell blocks to classrooms, from courts to the street, designing programs where real people meet, community centers and facilities too, building bridges that carry us through. 50 states traveled, a map full of skies, showing how to journey with wide open eyes. Workshops and pages, your wisdom in ink. When the world needs mending, you help it rethink.
We did it. It's another Monday. So I say that every time because, guys, some people didn't make it to Monday. Some people are not with us anymore for 5 million different reasons. And you guys are here. So thank you. Oh, it is a Monday, guys. It is right after, for some of us, having a time change. Now, some people, depending on what part of the world you're in, did not experience that now. Some of you guys experienced it a couple weeks ago. Some don't. But here in Michigan, guys, it's dark. It got really dark right on my way out of the office, going to another meeting that was in person before coming back here. So it's almost a full moon. We just had Halloween. Guys, there's a lot going on in the atmosphere. So thankful for all of you that are willing to take the time to be here tonight and to watch us on replay. Amazing guests. Definitely going to have some great people for you to see tonight and get to learn about them, get to know who they are. We're talking mostly reentry tonight, but there's so much more than that when we talk. This is always about highlighting other humans, and it's really about talking about some of the deep stuff that doesn't always get talked about or doesn't get talked in a way that makes sense to a lot of people. So we're going to talk about a few things, but I do want to share a few things as well, because you know I like to talk and I like to update you guys. Guys, last week was my birthday. So I turned a whole nother year older, and I was super excited that on my birthday, if you didn't see my recent post on LinkedIn or on Facebook, I actually on Tuesday went in for lab work because I am making it to the second step of the process of trying to be a living kidney donor. So I can use your help right now because there are a few other roadblocks, of course, all the time. There's a lot of different steps you have to take in this. So I can use as much positive juju, whether you pray, whether you manifest, whatever you can do, feel free to send it my way because I definitely want to make sure that this can happen. I feel probably healthier now than I have in most of my whole life, and it's time. It is definitely time. Guys, we have something really cool coming up on Thursday, like really cool. You saw me lift up this book. We talked about this when Noah was on stage, the I Hear Keys. Guess what? Noah and the crew, this Thursday, November 6th, $5. This is the Brick by Brick Virtual Reentry Conference. Oh, and he's going to be so mad at me. I put up the one that had the wrong spelling. He gave me the better one too. My bad. Sorry about that. You didn't see that, okay? But go to Hope, Health, Humor. How did I say that? We'll have the link in there. Make sure that you check it out, okay? Because $5, it's all day. So many great speakers, so many great topics, vendors even, that you can learn about other stuff that goes on in the reentry space. So sorry, Noah, I'll get that fixed when Valerie's talking. So I see some people already here. Lisa, thank you for being here from Trinidad, and Jay and Kenny. Kenny, I know, is sending out some invites, so I definitely appreciate him. He supports so many people. Dr. Tanya, thank you so much for being here. I am so sorry I had another meeting, so I couldn't catch your show. And then I was just not feeling like I had the space to come into the 2350 network. So I can't wait to hear all about that. Jason, my friend, thank you for being here. Just an absolute joy, a complete and utter, just a really huge, wonderful heart. And I cannot even say enough about all the things that he is doing to help people, especially with food insecurities and so many other great stuff. So super cool stuff. A couple other things. If you want to see something fun, I did post a picture with a baby pig this week. So really cool event with our local police department this Saturday. And it just reminded me that we are so much more alike than we are different. We had so many families from the community come. We had nonprofit people, but so many police. We had the state police helicopter. We had tactical vehicles, ambulances, fire trucks, all kinds of cool things and games and food. And we had a petting zoo. It was great. And I hope you can experience things like that in your community, because we know that too much negativity is put on certain professions, especially our helper people and our people in law enforcement. And when we talk reentry, when we talk corrections, sometimes you will hear a lot of those negative experiences. But there are so many great people in law enforcement. There are so many amazing humans in all aspects of the world. And sometimes we just got to find the good ones for sure. Um, in Michigan, in the United States, tomorrow is voting day for a lot of people. And one of my guests for, gosh, I think he was maybe the third or fourth show way back in either April or May, my dear friend William, also has had reentry experience himself. He is running for city commission. He gets to find out tomorrow if his city is elevating him to a city commissioner seat. Guys, 21 years in prison, and he is running for office. I just got to give him so many kudos because I love him to death. And I appreciate that he even wants to attempt to try to help and make so much elevation in his community. So, really good stuff. All right, so I am just about ready to get Miss Valerie on stage. But first, I want to remind anybody that becomes a guest here on Just Jackson Guest. When you become a guest on Just Jackson Guest, you are sent a disclaimer, which is basically you giving me permission to have your picture, your video, your likeness posted on social media and YouTube. I have recently had somebody that is not happy with me for multiple reasons, unfortunately, and is trying to throw some shade my way. And so I have had to remove a few videos, not because I needed to, because legally I am protected for that, but because I did not want to start anything more with that. So I want you, as we're talking about tough topics, as we're talking about mental wellness, as we're talking about supporting other humans, I want you to think about, how do you show up for others? What if you hear somebody disparaging a friend of yours? What if it's somebody that you have never had that experience with them and you hear those words? Are you going to stand up for that person, even if they're not in the room? Are you going to feed into it, or are you just going to smile and nod and just try not to get in the way? Because, guys, that is what bullying really does. It's not necessarily the bullier that is the worst. It's the bystanders, the people that don't stop and that they don't actually say, this isn't okay. This isn't who this person is. I don't know what's going on for you to do this. Not really sure your angle or what's going on. So my challenge for all of you is, when you truly care about somebody, step up, take care of them. Now make sure you're doing it in a safe capacity, okay? Because we don't want you getting hurt verbally or physically in any capacity. But think about how you're showing up and how you're doing that, because you want people to do that for you. I know I want people to do that for me. So if you do hear anything negative about me, I would love you to come directly to me instead of feeding into anything. And the same thing for me. If I hear something about you, you're going to hear about it from me too, okay? Because I got your back. I got your back. We are in this world together, guys. There is not one of us better or worse than the other, unless we're intentionally trying to destroy somebody. And that's really important to remember. Bill Hobbs is in the house. Bill Hobbs had Miss Valerie and Corey both as guests on his podcast. His podcast is amazing. Make sure you go check it out. It is called How Do I Get My Life Back? And it is on Spotify. Make sure to check it out. Okay, let's see. We got a couple more people in here. We got some great people. Linda is in the house. Linda, I saw that you started a new position. Is that your personal business? I am so excited for you. I don't know if you're working in collaboration with somebody or if you're doing that on your own, but everybody, I want you to give Linda some big shout outs, because that's a big deal to post something official on LinkedIn that you're moving into a new role. It's pretty powerful stuff, guys. All right. So I've been chatting, I've been talking, I've been doing some stuff. I could go on for so much longer, because it's just what I do. But we also want to warm up the algorithm a little bit, because sometimes it just doesn't want to let people know that we're live. Like, there are times that other people have other things going on, or they're just too tired, especially tonight with the time change. Miss Valerie, this is not her time of night to shine, but guys, she's sparkling in the back room. She is ready to do this for us, and she is not always used to the live. So she's live and in person. Are you ready for me to bring her up? Because I can't wait for you to meet her. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here she comes.
Hello, everybody.
Valerie, you did it. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing and I'm awake.
You are awake. And the coolest thing about you being awake is that we are actually adjusting to all this extra darkness and the time change and all that stuff. And look at you go.
I did take a nap this afternoon.
No judgment, because I took a nap like about an hour before the show. So sometimes we need to recharge how we recharge. Those people that tell me they never nap, I'm like, are you really human? Because naps are essential to this thing to survive sometimes. Okay, Valerie, you know that I've been a guest on your Prison Pod podcast. You know that I am one of your huge cheerleaders. I am hyping you on, but I don't know if most of the people that watch Just Jackson Guest know you as well as I do, or if they've heard you on some of your shows, if they've checked out your YouTube channel, if they heard you on Bill's or any of the other things that you do, because you do so many cool things in the correction space. But I want people to get to know you, get to know the Valerie before just the major podcaster and all the cool things you do in the prison world. So are you ready to answer a couple questions for me?
I am.
Yay, look at her getting some energy. Guys, you can put some questions in there for the comments if you want. We do have Noah in the house. He's cheering you on already too. Christopher, thank you for being here. Valerie's first question, like all my guests' first question is, Valerie, you have done some amazing things, and stuff that I'm sure I don't even know about yet. But what are two things you're willing to share with all of us about what you are proud of for yourself? What have you accomplished that you're happy about, you're proud of?
Well, since you shared the story of the pig picture, I'm going to mention that my husband and I have been vegetarians since 1992. And it started with us raising a pig.
You got to give me more than that. That's amazing.
So our landlord and us decided to raise two pigs because we were concerned about all the hormones and different things they were putting into meat and the factory farming. And we were getting a little guilty about buying our food in the grocery store. So we said, well, why don't we get a couple of pigs? We lived on a farm. And when the pigs were about 3 months old, I made the mistake of we named them. And one of them was named Norman, and Norman was just the cutest little thing. And Norman grew to be a very big pig, but he would follow us out in the pasture to go get apples. And so by the time they were 3 months old, I said, I can't eat them. And that was it. We decided we weren't eating the pigs, and we stopped eating meat, and we haven't eaten meat since.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that. So I am not completely vegetarian, but I am mammal free. Same thing. I've done a lot of work with animals and rescue. And if you just sit back for a few minutes, just a few minutes, and you watch any other kind of mammal, they are so intuitive. They have feelings, all this stuff. I heard the awesome guy that brought the animals and the pig that was in the picture to the event on Saturday. He actually it is a recovery ranch. So they started their farm. They had never been farmers before until May, and they rescue animals, and that they have a wide variety of animals on their farm for those that are in recovery or for other reasons want to come and just connect with animals. And he was telling me a story about this pig that used to live indoors with another family. It would get so antsy to go outside if they didn't open the door quick enough. He said it would take the snout, stick to the door, and open the slider for itself. I don't even know if I could think of something that cool. I mean,
So
how awesome is
smart.
that? They are. And I didn't know that about you. So thank you for sharing. Okay. Next thing. What is something else you're proud of? Because I totally cut you off.
So probably my next thing was I graduated with my master's degree at 63 years old with a 3.97.
Ooh.
So, and I was a high school dropout. So for me to go back, I didn't finish my bachelor's until I went back at 47 to finish my bachelor's. So I started my education very late, and I didn't think I could do it, but I had a good team cheering me on. So
You are so inspiring. That is like, that's something else I didn't know about you, which is amazing. But the fact that you also credited the team and your support network, and as we're talking about the reentry conference that's coming up on Thursday, the topic I'm talking about is peer support. And that support, no matter if you're getting out of prison, whether you are somebody going through school, whether you're doing something at an alternative age, or just doing something out of your comfort zone, it's important to have people around you, isn't it?
Well, and it was really amazing because I had two of the men that I had worked with in prison that were released, and they both attended my graduation, which really touched my heart because they were why I went back to school.
That is amazing. You are so cool. Like I really appreciate you sharing that. So even though you have this master's degree and you're all educated in terms of both the real world and the book world, and you do all these cool things to help other humans, we need to keep growing every single day, or sometimes our brain and body just wants to give up on us. What is something you're actually working on or something that you're still trying to achieve for yourself?
Patience. Yeah, I still need to work on patience. It's gotten much better,
Okay.
but I I just want everything now. It's like, yesterday isn't soon enough. So I have to learn more patience.
I think we have that hustle mentality in America so much. And then you add the factor of being female and trying to make sure that we can compete in all the same spaces. There is that hustle mentality. But man, when you can calm it down a little bit, you can take those breaths. It feels different, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Oh, I love it. I want to see an update on your patient's journey real soon. Okay.
I'm practicing on sleep, so
Good.
that's
And here I am
trying to
keeping you
do.
up late tonight, huh?
Actually, I'm trying to get later, so this is good for me.
Well,
I'm
I
trying
love.
to go to stay up until like 10 o'clock instead of going to bed at 8 and being up at 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah, because some people function really good in the middle of the night, but then you don't always have that social connection of other people being awake either. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And I hope patience is something that goes really well for you. We've had some more people join the audience. I see Gregory's here and Tom's here, and we just have so many great people showing up, and I appreciate that so much because we need each other. Bill Rochelle's here. We've got just some really amazing people that want to know about you and they want to hear about you. And I just heard from Corey, he's about ready to log on, but you've got plenty of time to keep talking. Kelly's here on Facebook. We've got some people coming in from YouTube land, which makes me happy as well. So if you could travel anywhere in the world, Miss Valerie, doesn't matter about money, it doesn't matter about your sleep or nothing. Where would you go right now and why?
It used to be Jamaica, but most recently, Costa Rica.
Oh, nice. Have
Yeah.
you ever been into Central America before?
I've never been out of the United States other than to Canada. So, yeah. And I just love the idea of it's like the rainforest and you have the ocean, you have mountains, the jungle. I mean, it's like it has everything in like that perfect temperature year round.
I love that. So we have Charles Phillips. He usually tries to join the show. He was a guest early on in um, the session. The when I started, he actually lived in Costa Rica for quite a few years, and he's back in Colorado now. But it was just really cool listening to him explain what it was like to be in a country that was so welcoming, so much freshness. Yeah, it was really cool hearing his experience. I was in Costa Rica once, and it was in January for one day. I was there at a cruise ship stop, and I did not get to see everything I was hoping to see in terms of just the beaches and stuff because we got right into like basically where the jungle started. And so I love what I saw, but I got to get back there too. So maybe we'll travel around there at the same time.
I've heard that Carousel,
Oh yeah.
Carousel is also very nice, and that is one of the places that's very seldom hit by hurricanes.
I did not hear that. I think the same about Aruba. So you need to get there for sure
Yeah.
because you deserve to get out of the United States, see a little bit different. You do so much good work here. You do so much good work here, but it's a vibe. It's a vibe just feeling different climates and stuff like that. So I'm so
Oh,
excited.
yeah. I need a
So
vacation.
you do. So you have the floor, my dear. What do you want to share with people? Tell them about your podcast, your book, all the things. Tell them all the things.
Okay. So I produce and host a podcast called The Prison Pod, and it goes into the jails and prisons across the country, reaching up to 1 million learners. And just recently, I joined the H3 network. And in January, season 5 will be premiering on the H3 network. And I'm really excited about that because there's a really great team over there. And if people are going to the reentry, the virtual reentry this Thursday, you'll see a lot of the members that are working there. And I will actually be hosting one of the tables for H3. So stop in and see me. So some of the other stuff that I do is I am pretty active on YouTube. I work with some death row inmates out of North Carolina. I record their stories. For those of you that have been following anything about the death row in North Carolina, the current Governor Stein wants to start up executions again. And there has not been an execution in North Carolina since 2006. So I became really concerned about that because I have several people that I work with that are on death row in North Carolina. In fact, in January, 4 people that I worked with who were on death row had their sentences commuted to life without parole and came out of death row. And that's one of the reasons I advocate to stop the death penalty. Because since this is, they've been keeping track, there's been 200 exonerations from death row, which means, and that's across the country. And once you've executed somebody, you can't bring them back to life. So these are people that have been found either not guilty or in other capacity of the crime or not even involved. So I think we really need to look at that with the death row. I sent Jackie some links and I can't put them in the chat. Maybe Jackie can, but I do have a YouTube channel. If you look up on a Google search, Prison Pod Productions, there'll be all kinds of things that come up. My website I'm revamping right now, but it's just prisonpod.org. Right now I'm having a contest. Anybody who purchases a Prison Pod mug goes into a drawing for a $25 gift card from Black Ink Coffee. So don't forget to send your pictures. I see people ordering the mug, but I haven't received your pictures yet. And if you're camera shy, you can just put your arm out there with the mug, maybe a background or something without your photo. I'll believe you really have it.
I love that so much. One of the things that, I think is so powerful is how you talked about how many exonerations there have been off of death row. So, Eric Anderson is part of the organization for exonerees, and he was a guest a couple weeks ago. And he wasn't on death row. Thankfully, Michigan right now does not have that. Hopefully, it does never come back. But he was exonerated, and he works with a group of other people that have also been exonerated. And you don't know about that until you know about it. Just like death row, we don't want to just go to bed and think about death row until we have to think about it. So the fact that you're communicating, you're supporting, you're lifting people up, that is not for the faint of heart. So do you mind sharing a little bit more about what got you into outreaching or being able to connect with people so much?
So I actually started out in radio, um, doing coverage for Leonard Peltier. He was a political activist that was with the American Indian movement. He just recently was released from prison this past year. Um, so after all these years, I started working on his campaign in the 90s. So it was quite some time ago. So I was doing radio and covering that. I started getting letters from Maine Correctional Center from guys that were working in the laundry and in the library, and they were listening to my show. So they started sending in requests and whatever, and they said there was really a lack of volunteers. So a friend of mine, Rick Wilson, said he would do the volunteer training with me, and we decided we'd go in once a month and start volunteering at this local jail. Well, that ended up being the whole entire state of Maine. We ended up doing all the correctional facilities and many of the local jails. Um, I was only working with Native Americans, and that's only because the radio show that I was hosting was a Native American radio broadcast. So, and it was a small enough group that we could work with. It wasn't like taking on the whole prison. So we did advocacy work for 20 years with the Maine Native Prison Project, which was a nonprofit that him and I started. And we met all our goals. So it was really good to see. And there's a lot of people that are tribal people that are involved now in the prisons and are doing the work that we used to do. So,
That is amazing. I mean, seriously amazing. 20 years, 20 years, Valerie. Some people give up on doing something for fun after just a couple hours or a day or two, let alone something this intense and meaningful.
it's funny because I've tried to give it up so many times. I really have. And every time I say I've had it, it's enough. I get a text message or a phone call from a mom that might be saying, "Look, my son just went to prison. I don't know what to do. I'm so alone." And I think about how many of those I've heard from that are on the outside with somebody on the inside. And that's also been a support, for them. And the podcast does that too because we talk about family relationships. And of course, with reentry, that's such an important thing that we really need to focus on more is the relationships that people are going to have when they come home and how do they pick those back up.
Mm, that's so powerful. You are just spectacular. And for those of you that are not following Miss Valerie yet, follow her. Follow the H3 network because you're going to be seeing her stuff spinning there real soon. I mean, January is a blink of an eye. Like, seriously.
It seems so far away originally, but now it's like almost here.
Yeah.
I've been already recording and editing and really been excited about this virtual reentry conference coming up. I think it's going to be amazing. I hope we see all of you there that can make it.
$5. $5.
That's the best thing is it's an affordable thing for everybody. So many times people that don't have the finances are left out of these conversations. We really need as many people at the table as we can get.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think you just hit it on the head so well is that people need to be there. People need to be there from all aspects. It's not just for professionals, it's not just those with lived experience, it's everybody. And that's how we break the stigma. That's how we make all these resources so much more available to everybody. And I'm so excited you're going to be representing their table. So I will be there. I'm hoping to have at least one, if not two, of my interns attending. I'll find out tomorrow for sure, so that they can get in on this too, because it's so important and it's so impactful. And the information, hearing it from other people other than just me, at the office is important as well for their growth and development. So I'm so proud of Noah and the whole team and so thankful that there is the support that's behind this. So have you ever done a virtual conference before, Valerie?
I haven't. This is new for me, so I'm really looking forward to it because I think it's going to be a really good way for so many people to connect
Yeah.
from all different walks of life.
Yeah. And they're going to get taste of some of the different podcast hosts from the H3 network and what's going to be coming up and ways they can get involved and not feel so alone too. So I cannot thank you enough for all you do, for all you're going to still do, because you ain't slowing down, my dear. That's for sure.
No, I'll die doing this work.
Oh, I love
I
that.
would like to
For a very
mention
long
one thing
time. Mhm.
before I go is most of my show ideas come from my listeners. So
Mm.
the family members that are listening, your loved ones can write to the prison pod at Post Office Box 294, Orono, Maine 04473.
That is a lot to remember. Will you please type that into the comments, my dear?
I
Because I think
will.
that's amazing. Valerie, just the fact that you want to advocate for people is huge. I actually was contacted by somebody over the weekend in our work email, wondering about resources in any like restoration or restorative justice movements for anybody with sex offenses, and they are also up in Maine. So I don't know if you have any information on any of those resources, but I'll send you a message after this, probably not until tomorrow. And if you do know of anything, I would love to try to pass it on, and see if they can have any other ideas on what's out there when and if they do get released.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else you want to leave the audience with? Because this is your time to shine before we get Corey on stage.
All right. Just one more thing on the thing with death row. Maine also does not have enough death row. And that was part of the reason I concentrated all my work here in Maine. I never wanted to work with death row inmates, but I'm glad that I did. I've met some really remarkable people, and I have a better understanding of the people that are living there.
You know, I keep saying thank you for talking about this. The fact that you did not want to work with a certain population, and then it just almost like it pulls you right in, doesn't it? And now you can't imagine not working with them and reaching out. And I love that. And I really hope anybody listening tonight or watching the replay realizes that not only can you get a master's degree in your 60s, not only can you do stuff with people that you didn't think you wanted to do, you can make an impact just by using your words, just by being there for a fellow human. And Valerie totally exemplifies that. My friend, I can't thank you enough. Oh, I'm so glad you stayed up and you could make it. And you're like, you're glowing. You were absolutely glowing. I will see you at the virtual conference on Thursday. But if you need anything, reach out to me. I'll send you a message probably tomorrow about that thing I was just sharing about. And anything you need from me, anything I can do to support you or connect you with some people that may want to be guests for you, you let me know, because I am here cheering you on, my dear.
And thank you so much for everything you're doing, Jackie, and being so brave to go live.
Brave, a little wild, a little, but it's because I have great guests like you, and being able to have people ask those questions live is so important, because they may not be able to go back and watch one of the things that I do on replay. Now, there are some people that can't make it at this time slot that I'm trying to open up some slots where we can do some pre-posting things. So if you do know somebody that wants to do stuff and they just can't come to my time, feel free to let them know to still message me and check it out, because I've got lots of openings on the show coming up, guys, and we want to hear people that need to be on here. Thank you, Valerie. You take care.
Thank
Okay.
you. Have a good night.
Bye. Isn't she lovely? Oh, I knew you guys would love her. She's amazing. She's a little bit, not quite out there as much as some people are like me on LinkedIn, but she's rocking it, guys. She's getting more and more. But follow her YouTube. Get ready to support the H3 network more and more, because, guys, there's so much coming on. There are just transformative. Oh, I totally screwed up that word. Sorry. Transformative. There we go. Different ways that people are going to be outreaching, and different speakers of the different podcasts. And you guys know Noah already. You saw him last week. And, there's so much that he has to give himself. His podcast, the Inside Out podcast, is already rocking, but turning it into being able to really elevate other people to get their voice out there, and to make sure that people that do have lived experience can get the words out that they want to share, because nobody needs to be doing this alone. And it's such a cool thing. All right. We have waited for Mr. Corey Baker to get in the house, and he made it. He looks like he's been busy today. If you guys are ready, I'm ready to bring them up. But first, I want to say thank you to a couple more people that have joined. We see Omar in there, and Carla. Carla was a guest. Omar was a guest. Sandra, so glad that you made it. I'm glad to see you. Christy's been a guest. Sharito, coming from the Philippines. It's her morning already. So we were talking about the time change earlier. I can't even imagine what time it is right now for you, my dear. And you're one of those people that if we need to get you on a pre-recorded, I'd love to get your voice out here. People deserve to be highlighted. And I have gotten to see our next guest highlighted again on Bill Hobbs' amazing podcast. We have messaged each other for a while now, but I have not had him in space where we have just had video time together. So this is going to be our first time video to video with each other. Are you guys ready for Corey? I'm ready to bring him on stage. Here he comes. Hey, Corey. Unmute when you're ready to talk and greet everybody tonight.
All right. That's classic for me to be muted and speaking.
You've
So
got so much to say, you can't mute yourself.
I know, right? Sometimes it's that I can't unmute myself in time.
I
But
feel you there.
yeah, but thank you so much for having me. I want to give a big shout out to Miss Valerie and just say great job for everything that she's done for, man, 20 years. Wow, talking about married to the game, like that says a lot. So definitely want to give her flowers.
Yeah.
So thank you for having her up, and thank you for having me. So
Yay. So we're going to start letting people get to know you before you have a chance to just kind of hype yourself, because there's 3 questions I'd like to ask everybody that comes, because sometimes we just hear all that, oh, this is what I do professionally, this is my volunteer capacity, this is where I'm growing, or what kind of job I need, or what kind of people I want to hire. We want to hear about you, Corey, as the human first. So you have had some life experience with so many things you've accomplished and done and that you're still working on. But what are 2 things that stand out that you want to share with everybody that you're proud of that you have done or accomplished?
well, tonight is definitely a night for celebration. As you can see, I'm wearing my Georgia Department of Corrections volunteer badge. Tonight made the actually first night I went inside of a prison after this is I'm on my 10th year of being home and free and just physically going back in and listen. I made their day and they made my day. It was wonderful the way I got to connect. It was a beautiful thing. So I actually went in my position as reentry coordinator for Common Good Atlanta, and I really got to connect with those guys, and it just felt so good when they were like, "Man, are you gonna be back Wednesday? Are you gonna be coming?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna be coming back." So that's something that I'm proud of, and I really felt like I was exactly where I wanted to be, being in there. It might sound weird to other people that just don't know, but after having that experience, I made a vow that that time that I serve will not just it would not go without being able to pour and let somebody learn from my lived experience. And I'm actually back in the jails now, and I'll be teaching some from my curriculum from the Game Changer, and I'll also be teaching from some of another great reentry curriculum from Project Restart, founded by Miss Tiffany Kirk. So yeah, that's something I'm excited about, and I'm celebrating with you tonight because I actually just got home. So I'm celebrating with you, live with Jackie tonight.
And you're getting those text message from me like, where are you? Are you still coming? You're like, dude, I am on the highness of doing this lifetime change event. And then you come and celebrate on our show. I love this so much for you, Corey. Seriously, 10 years for you, and you're willing to walk back through those doors. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody is physically or mentally able to do that. Not only that, not only do people want to do that, some people want to shut their door, and that's okay too. But
Mhm.
you're doing something that is really speaking to so many people, and I appreciate that so much. I'm hearing just a little feedback on your mic, but hopefully that'll go away. Sometimes if you mute and then unmute again, sometimes it'll clear up. You've got some great people supporting you in the comments already. Of course, our dear friend Bill Hobbs and Ebony's in here, and I'm so thankful that you are willing to spend your evening. That was so, I can't even imagine the emotions going through you right now. So I'm so proud of you, and thank you for having that be your first thing that you're proud of yourself for. Now give us one more thing that you're proud of yourself for.
Um, well, so I guess I can give you the kind of polar opposite of type situation. So I have my 15-year-old with me, and it's been quite a challenge because although I've done so much to take myself from where I used to be to where I am now, um, having some issues with my 15-year-old, and it's been such a struggle, um, just getting him to even take a look at the right path and things of that nature. And it's just been kind of overwhelming, but I'm actually proud that I'm being the father and being, excuse me, y'all, I'm gonna have to call Jaheim to go get him. You gotta use the bathroom or something, man. Hold on. Hey, Ja, can you take Prince out, please? I'm sorry,
It's
y'all.
always when it's live. It's
Right,
always. It doesn't happen when
always.
there's nobody around, right?
Yeah, but somebody gotta get him because last time I had him sitting here like this,
Yeah, we don't
and
want to mess.
I felt something down, like going down on my foot, and I looked down, and he pooped.
Yeah, we
So,
don't want
hey,
that.
yeah, I'm so sorry. I
And
apologize.
if you want to go off camera a minute, I can chat for a minute. If you want to go take them out yourself, because we got plenty of time for you to come back and do your
I'm gonna
thing.
see if
Okay.
my son will get him. Hey, Ja, can you get Prince? Go ahead, Prince. He might need to use the bathroom because he whining. Go ahead,
We have
Prince.
never had a bathroom issue on this show, and I'm really okay with it not starting tonight. So we're going to get Prince out of here, and you are going to tell us now, because we're so thankful that you acknowledge being a father, because that is something that not everybody gets the privilege to do. Not everybody is able to be in their children's life for a variety of reasons. And the fact that you acknowledge that on top of all the other cool stuff you get to do is pretty cool. No matter the challenges, guys, kids don't come with instructions. Even if we think, oh man, we got through all those things as a kid, we're totally going to be able to tell our kids not to do what we did or to prepare them. They still got to learn themselves sometimes, don't they, Corey?
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's kind of like the hard part to have already been down that road and to see your son is like after all that I've been through to be that example for him and then to see him struggling with that. But I still, what I do is I believe in him because I'm a prime example. I went down the road wrong. I made some wrong decisions earlier in my life as well. So I gave it to God. Honestly, I was so frustrated last Sunday, and I ended up going to the church to clear out my office, and we'll talk about that. So, Pastor Henry gave me an office at the church because I stepped up and volunteered to open a prison ministry at the church. So, I was going to address the issue I was having with my son, and I was really like in an aggressive preparation type because it seemed like he wasn't really hearing me. And I ended up going to the church first, and I got to talk to the pastor and the youth minister, and they gave me two very important keys. Pastors told me to bring him to the church and let the church love on him, whether he wants to or not, but they'll love on him until he starts to love it back. And then the youth minister, Miss Cassandra, said, you got to remember, brother, that he's God's son before he's yours. And that right there was exactly what I need to hear. That gave me the strength that I need to really just give it to God and just pray for him because he's old enough to know that I can't make him do anything. So I really gave it to God and I feel good about it because I'm still being the example and doing my part. But what I can't do, I hold my hands up and give it to God, and there's nothing he can't do.
I am so thankful you have that support of your church and that that's working for you guys. And something tells me he's going to feel that love as well. So I'm so thankful for you guys. So let's talk about, even though you have a lot of great things that you're proud of and you've exceeded in so many areas, you've got the badge, you've been in the prison, you've got an office now, you're starting the prison ministry. What is the area you're still growing in? What are you still learning about yourself or about life, Corey?
Well, parenting. That's one area like honestly I struggle with that. It's been so much, and I wouldn't say just parenting. I would put this key on it because I have experienced a divorce in custody, long, like 5 year drawn out situation. I'm still struggling with learning how to not just with me, but how to properly address and pick up the pieces with my children so that we can eliminate the negativity and just be an example and show them that now me and their mom are on terms to where we can talk and we can co-parent. And so that was sort of like a struggle, but I'm working with it and things are getting better. So that's something, and I'm not afraid to say, I'll be 47 in December. I know that life is a battery of tests. Like we're always going to be growing and evolving. And that was a very important thing in my life that I had to kind of learn how to readjust, when it comes to my kids, because they were the victims. They were hurt the most by the divorce and separation. And just learning how to do things correctly, not talk bad about the other parent, to show them that, hey, we had our disagreements, neither one of us are perfect, but we love y'all enough to do what's best when it comes to the kids. So that was a struggle, because we could, it can be at times, but I'm
Yeah.
proud that I was able to grow to a level to where now things are better.
Corey, that's huge because during my day job, I do a lot of that. We have families that are going through divorce. Maybe they've never been a couple in terms of marriage, but they had children together, and now they're struggling with who has parenting time, who agrees to what school they go to, what kind of bedtime they have, who's going to get them on Christmas or their birthday, and it becomes sometimes just an absolute nightmare for the children because they take it all in and they tend to think that they're the problem and they're the reason that the parents are fighting or why they're not together anymore. And for you to be so raw and vulnerable and share with us that you did have to learn that and you're still working on that, that is huge because so many people, especially when they always want to think that they're not the one that's starting anything, they will blame and shame the other person and act like they are virtuous and have done no wrong. And it does take two people to cause any kind of conflict or disagreement. And that's okay to acknowledge that. And it's even more satisfying when you can say, look at my own growth. And I'm still growing in my parenting role. And I'm so proud of you for sharing that because I'm hoping that that helps other people. Because so many people struggle with this and so many people don't know that there are supportive people they can learn from. There's a lot of male parenting groups. There's a lot of support groups for single families. And sometimes they just don't know how to outreach to people that have maybe walked in some of those same shoes. So just you sharing that tonight, Corey, I hope it opens a few people's doors that it is okay to ask for help and to learn and to maybe change your parenting style so it can make a positive impact on the kiddos. All right, one last question, and then you get to share a little bit more about all the cool stuff you're doing. So if you could travel anywhere, now don't think about your schedule at the church or at the prison right now. Don't think about how much money. Where would you go in the entire world and why would you go there?
I would go to Curacao. I got a I got a partner there, a brother there, a person there that I'm really close to, um, and we learned together. We grew together. He was actually ex cellmate, and we studied stocks together. We really grew together, and we're so proud of each other. Like I'm so proud of him where he is in his life right now. He's proud of me. However, because of his history and him not being from the country, he can't come over here. And that's one of the things that I said that I got to get over there to Curacao to just reunite with him because it's a special thing, man, when brother to brother, man to man, you can kind of see the growth in a person and you've been in the trenches with them. Um, I really, really just want to go over there. So it's beautiful over there too now. It's beautiful over there. And then it's like he's well known and it's his country. So I just want to go over there and be able to reunite with somebody that was, there with me through a very trying time in life. But we learned a lot together. What really brought us closer was him. He learned in his school from over there. He knew 7 different languages, but he was struggling with his English. And I wanted to learn Spanish because it was so many Spanish people there on the yard. And I always said, yo, I don't want to be standing next to somebody that they're talking about stabbing me, and I don't even know what they're talking about.
Oh,
So I said, yo, it's so many Spanish people here that I need to learn Spanish because now it looks like a language barrier. Another thing on a positive note, though, it opens you up to a whole different culture. And this is what I think a lot of people overlook. the fact that when you learn another language, that's a whole different culture of millions of people that you would have otherwise never been able to speak to, get to know, or whatever the case may be. So I found it interesting that he was struggling with his English, I was struggling with learning Spanish. So we pretty much came up with a plan where I would teach him English and he would teach me Spanish. And that's how we started going out on the yard, bonding and growing together. And then we started taking classes together, learning stocks, all these other things. And so now, all of these years later, we're both doing what we always said we were going to do. And it just would be nice to be able to go over there and have that celebration. I don't drink anymore, but I go over there and pop a bottle of water with him, you know? But
I
that's
love it.
something I would love to do.
Corey, it's interesting because Valerie also picked that island as well as the place that she would go right now. So that is amazing that you guys even both said that word because I can never pronounce that very well. So I love how you did that. But I have had guests on this show since April. Love every place they pick. I mean, we have had everything from countries that I can hardly pronounce to countries that I never thought about going to and now I want to go to places I've already been. But your answer, and I'm not shaming anybody else that's been on stage, but your answer, I think, is the most powerful I've ever heard of a reason to travel somewhere. To think that you guys supported each other through probably one of the worst points in your life, and you guys are still connected, and you know there's that barrier that he can't get back here right now. And you want to go there. And oh my gosh, it just touches my heart in so many ways. And it reminds me just how powerful that connection with other humans is. And sometimes we have that roadblock up and we're like, yeah, you stay over there. I got to do me. And I don't want to be vulnerable and get to be friends with this person, especially when you are in a confined space or if you're in a forced relationship. And the fact that it's done so good. I mean, guys, you guys had to have seen his whole face light up when you were talking about him because I could see it while I was watching you. And that's so cool. It does my heart well. I cannot wait until that day you get to see him. How long has it been since you guys have physically seen each other?
Well, I was released in 2009 where we were together at. So it's been since then.
Okay.
And come to think about it, yeah, because he was one of the ones when it was, time for me to go. You have certain people give those daps to and be like, yo, hold it together, man. I'll see you on the other side. And so, it's been 2009. So I did recidivate after about 2 or 3 years when I came home around 2013. I caught another charge and I explained that to the guys in there today. And that was where I really learned my lesson. My son had a son to father talk with me after I recidivated, and that really sold me to where I was like, yo, no more. Because what I wasn't thinking prior to that is when I was doing the things that I was doing, I held myself accountable. I wasn't the one, I didn't point the finger at nobody, I didn't add anybody else to the equation. When I did what I did, I stood up and held myself accountable. However, when I recidivated, I left my kids back out here. And when I got home, so my son Trayvon, his mom actually passed while I was incarcerated the first time. And so when I came home, that was like, it made his world like, I was like the light of his life at that time. I feel like, it really meant a big deal to him. And then when I recidivated and went back, so it really crushed him. And he had a son to father talk with me when I got home and expressed to me how much that hurt him. And that day right there, I was like, yo, I can't do it no more, because I realized that my decisions, it's not just me that have to do that time. Like my son had to do that time with me. And it really just made me conscious about, all the other people that had to go through that experience with me vicariously. So from that day on, once I got released, 2015, it was a wrap. I'm on my 10th year now, and I actually just went back in for the first time, and it felt so good. No trauma. People were like, oh, don't you think it's going to be traumatizing? No, I did 10 years in there with the same clothes they had on, and I wasn't, and I did my thing. Not gonna say I wasn't traumatized because there's
Yeah.
different traumas that we all dealt with. But for me to go back in there like this, to be able to go to teach and inspire and share my experience and uplift those brothers and let them know when they come home, they're not going to be alone, that they have me out here, and I'm literally going to be ushering them back into society, connecting them with the resources that they need. In my position as reentry coordinator, that's exactly what I'll be doing. So, and I'm so happy to be doing it. I love what I do. So,
I love that. I love hearing that so much. And again, you're keeping it real, Corey. I mean, we're gonna be running out of time in just a minute, but I don't want to not give you a few more minutes. The fact that you were willing to share so much, being able to say the words, my son was doing time with me, is something that a lot of people don't comprehend when they're still in that criminal mindset, when they're not sure they're ready to make those decisions, when they're not ready to take full accountability for what they're doing. And for you to share that on a live podcast, that's powerful. You are literally going to change people's lives hearing that. So thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for understanding that you can make those decisions. You can be a different human than you were earlier today, even maybe yesterday, maybe a week ago, but you have to want it in here. And your reason might be different than a different man's reason or a different woman's reason, and that's okay. But whatever that reason is, when it hits you, it's right, isn't it?
yes, ma'am.
So,
Nothing
question
you
for
can
you,
do.
bro. Question for you. Did you tell the guys in prison that, yeah, and now I'm a guest on a podcast all the time? They have me doing these podcasts, and I'm going to go do one tonight when I leave.
No, I actually didn't. I was intentional about when I came in there. I even told them like, hey, if it wasn't for GDC regulations, I would have came in there with some jeans and a t-shirt on. So I really just wanted to be intentional about connecting with them in a way to where they could see themselves in me. Because what I wanted them to know that, hey, I sat right there in that seat that you're sitting in, and now I'm out here doing this, and if I can do it, you can do it too. So it was more so of me just like being one of the guys. Like, but before I left there, man, listen, they were like they made my day and I made theirs, and I'm excited about Wednesday because they looking forward to me coming back Wednesday,
Oh,
and I'm looking forward to it as well.
I love that. And I love how we coordinated tonight, too. The purple is amazing. So good. Corey, there's so much I want you to be able to share, and I know our time is tight, but what is a couple things you want to make sure that people know about you? And then go into the comments, make sure they know how to connect with you guys. Follow or connect with Corey, reach out to him, learn in his space, check out his book. There are some really good things that you can connect with him on. So I want to give you the floor a minute, and then we're going to have to wrap up real soon. So make sure you go into the comments and follow up with people too, okay?
Okay, absolutely. And I'm gonna try to do this like my elevator pitch. I'm gonna go ahead and do it trying to fast as fast as I can. I know we got nah, but seriously, what you guys can do to connect with me, there's several important things that I would like to let you guys know. Number one, I'm a part of a mental health awareness community, an international mental health awareness community called Mendable. You can download the app at www.mendable.app. It deals with the vagus nerve and it's helped you if you're ever feeling anxiety or depression. It actually reads your stress level through the smartphone, through your thumbprint, and it's 98% accuracy. We'll be revealing this to the world really soon, but you can actually go be a beta tester right now as we speak. Number two, I am the author of a book, The Game Changer. That's why you see my name up there, Corey Baker, The Game Changer. This book is available on Amazon. This is a 52-week curriculum that entails everything that a person would need to prepare themselves for their release and to be able to be successful and stay on that path upon their release. This book can be found on Amazon, or you can reach out to me and get a signed copy if you'd like to do that as well. I'm going to be raising money. My goal is for by the end of this year, I'm going to raise enough money to get 100 of these books, either 100 in 100 different jails or 10 of these books in 10 different jails. So that's the goal. And I would love for you guys to help out with that if any way, if you can. You can actually find me on social media under Corey Nathaniel Baker. I also have a website, which is www.coreybakertv.com. And you can get my phone number off there. Everything is current. And reach out to me. And let's serve people in the reentry space more. Let's be more impactful, because I always say, and I'll leave with this: just because you haven't succeeded yet does not mean that you failed. And success comes when opportunity meets preparation. So let's all be prepared for the opportunity, and we can accomplish more than now, man. So let's come together, collaborate like me and Jackie are doing now, to put the word out there and be able to serve more people and be more impactful. I enjoyed this, Jackie. Thank you. And this won't be my last time. I feel like I got to come back for a round two, but I got to get to Noah's podcast first. I got to get to Noah's.
Yes,
I
you
miss
do.
Noah, love you, brother. Thank you for all the support you've given everybody that I've met that knows you. You're a great guy, and I will make that date with you, Noah. So thanks a lot. Thanks again, Jackie. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Corey. Oh, I'm so thankful this worked out. And to celebrate on your special day going into prison for the first time after 10 years. You are amazing. Love you. So glad tonight worked out. We will talk soon, okay?
All right.
Bye. Oh, so glad he made it. And I was like, why is he a minute later too? Yeah, he had like a really good reason. Nobody just gets out of prison at the right time. They take their own time sometimes, and he made it, and he was great. Guys, this show is not to get you to know everything about every person that comes on stage. It's to give you a taste to realize these are real human beings rocking their world. Now, your world might look totally different. You may never do anything in reentry. That's okay. Any topic, any background is okay. You just have to be a human that really cares about other humans, or you're at least not going to bash other humans, and you can be highlighted. All you need to do is reach out to me. Guys, I've got lots of dates open. I don't know. We were like slam packed with people, and now it's kind of fizzled off. So if you want to be highlighted, it's usually 2 people a night. Reach out to me. I want to support you. And this is something I do for free. All I ask is, if you have a minute, if you can try to subscribe to my Just Jack's advising page on either Facebook or LinkedIn or both. And if you can subscribe to my actual YouTube channel, that is at Jackie Hallberg LMSW. That way you can check out the former guests. You can learn more about these people that really could speak to you. Like just the energy both Valerie and Corey had. You know, it's late at night. It's a Monday night. They both had long days, and they were here for you. And I want you to be here for other people like that too. Again, I want to remind you of the conference. It's virtual, it's re-entry, it's all the things. I will be there, Noah will be there, Valerie will be there, and so many great people. I cannot wait to hear the keynote speakers. I can't wait to hear how everybody loves everything. I don't think I get to hear the other workshop speakers because I think we're all at the same time, but it's going to be amazing. $5. That's all it's going to cost you for a full day of knowledge. Guys, I cannot wait to have you see more and more amazing things. I cannot wait to have you on stage, and I can't wait, absolutely cannot wait until this world is just a calmer, nicer place. Okay, with that, I'm going to say have a great rest of your night, your week. Take care of yourself. Send me some good juju so I can get to those health requirements to be able to donate my kidney. And take care of yourself. Take care of other humans. Smile. Just treat people good, and make sure you have their back when you deserve to stand up for somebody. It's a good thing to do. So take care, and I will see you next Wednesday. Just Jackson Guest is every single Wednesday or Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, guys, and thank you, Mike, for the outro song.
Thank you for coming, for spending your time with us at Just Jack's, where repair can align. Re-entry with dignity, justice that restores. Conflict finds peace as we open new doors. Yeah. Family reunification under the same moon. Thanks so much for coming. We'll see you soon.